In this video, we're going to learn how the three methods explained before, proportionate change, moving average, and least squared trend line, work in the context of Excel. So let us assume that someone is asking you to prepare a forecast by using sales tax information using those methods. Here, you will see that in the bottom part of the Excel spreadsheet, there are different worksheets. I will make this file available with the videos, and my advice is that after you follow the explanation that I will give, you open the Excel file and make sure that you understand all the formulas and all the procedures that are used to calculate the forecast. What we have here is a task where someone is asking us to calculate a number for fiscal year 6 by using information for the last 5 fiscal years. For the purposes of this example, we are assuming that the present year is fiscal year 5. So we have information for the last 5 fiscal years. And we're going to be using this information to forecast sales taxes for fiscal year 6. The first method to do that will be a proportionate change method. Let's start with the first step. The calculation of a proportionate change method requires us to calculate the percentage changes for the years where we can do this. You know, for example, that you wouldn't be able to estimate a percentage change here because you don't have information for a year before fiscal year 1 in this example. So the first data point would be the percentage change from fiscal year 1 to fiscal year 2. How did I get this 5.65? Well, I just apply the formula for percentage changes in the context of Excel. This formula is telling us that C4, which is going to be our most current year, minus the preceding year divided by the preceding year, and all of this multiplied times 100. This formula was explained before, so I won't stop to a detailed explanation. Once you have the first percentage change, you're expected to calculate percentage changes for this point, which involves the percentage change from fiscal year 2 to fiscal year 3, from fiscal year 3 to fiscal year 4, and from fiscal year 4 to fiscal year 5. Something like this. You have 12.35, 10.99, and 13.20. The next step in the calculation of a proportionate change method requires you to add the percentage changes. So when you add these four numbers, you are going to obtain 42.19. Again, the formula is just adding the columns, the cells C6 to F6, as you can see here. Now, a question for you. How many percentage changes do we have here? We have 4. 5.65, 12.35, 10.99, and 13.20. The next step is to use these two pieces of information, the sum of the percentage changes and the number 4, which tells us how many percentage changes we have, to obtain this 10.55. The 10.55 was obtained by dividing 42.19 by 4. Let me ask you something. Doesn't this look to you like an average? Because actually, that's what it is. A proportionate change will be the average of the percentage changes from previous years. So I want you to think about this 10.55 as the average of the percentage changes for sales tax collection. The proportionate change method is obtained by dividing the number of percentage changes, or the sum of the percentage changes, 42.19, by the number of percentage changes that you use to calculate this 42.19%. So what? Well, the proportionate change method is assuming that this is going to be the percentage change from fiscal year 5 to fiscal year 6. And we're going to be using this piece of information to forecast the number for sales taxes. That means that with a proportionate change method, we are expecting to obtain 37,918 in terms of sales taxes in fiscal year 6, which is going to be 1 year in the future. How was this number obtained? Well, you look at the formula and you will see the procedure. But here, I can tell you that I can replicate it for you in this cell. We are going to be using the last information that we have for actual collections, fiscal year 5, and then we are going to add 10.55% of that number. Why? Because that is the percentage change that we are assuming it's increasing our sales tax collections between fiscal year 5 and fiscal year 6. So as you can see, I obtained the same number. The only thing that you need to take into account is this. 10.55 here is expressed as a percentage. And a percentage, 10.55, is exactly the same thing when you express it in decimal form, which is going to be the number that I'm just highlighting in yellow. 10.55 is the same thing as 0.1055, and that is the number that I used to obtain this $37,918. I'll stop here. I want you to think about what I've just explained, and I want to make sure that you understand the different steps. My advice would be to open the Excel file and just look at the explanation that I just gave by using your numbers and making sure that you can obtain the same results.